In previous movies, I've shown you how to do pose-to-pose animation with straight-ahead animation to do the characters on pose-to-pose, the hair is straight ahead. We've also done tie-downs for both, dealt with some arc problems, fixed them, hopefully. How do you color this thing? So let's stop the loop. I'm going to get rid of the original layers here. Let's make some room. So let's clean up the layer panel. We have our hair tie-down layer, and we have the character tie down layer. I'm going to delete everything else. First thing to do would be just make a layer for the hair to be blocked so that we have the hairline and then we have the white layer. So I'm going to call this hair line and I'll make a new layer beneath called hair white. And you'll see what I mean if you go to the switch off the background layer and the character tie down. So let's see if this plays through okay. Are there any gaps? And if you actually look at this now, you'll see I have missed a couple of spots here where I probably should have drawn through a little bit. Let's just do that housekeeping first. Let's close that off there. Okay, right. So let's go in and add a white undercoat for which will work as a mask. So various ways of doing this. I could pick white, go to the brush, there's our brush presets, let's pick the hard one, and I can just paint it in like that. That's certainly going to work for some things, but honestly I have found the quickest way to do this is use the lasso tool. It's here. This makes a very clean loop. You got the marching ants. So if you want to draw this in by hand, you can do it, but I really recommend this selection tool. And by holding down shift I can add to it. If I overshoot I hold down alt or option and I can subtract from it. So basically like most lasso tool options in whatever program, they tend to all work the same way. And I'm going to put the white layer back on. I think it's easier. I have set up a keyboard shortcut L for lasso, and I don't like a lot of the shortcuts that come with programs, so I think L was the Photoshop shortcut. And anyway, you can set up your own keyboard shortcuts and preferences, so that's the one I use. Good idea to wean yourself off the toolbar and to use shortcuts as much as possible to speed you up. So I'm going to switch off the background so you see what's happening here. I pick that, use the fill tool and fill. So I'm going to actually put a fake color on the background, right click, actually have to unpadlock it, right click, layer style, color overlay, something easy on the eye, green, maybe desaturate it a bit, blue, okay. Multiply, make it normal. And now if I put the character beneath, and I'm going to switch off the effects layer too so we can see the character in a black outline. So that's it. That's one frame done just for the hair, and it has the advantage then that we can see how it lives with the background character without being blocked out. I could have also just deleted the parts of the character like that we were seeing through. I like this method better because I think it gives you more flexibility because you have your different layers so you can change things more easily. So one thing again I forgot to do, we have this layer here. It's not an animation layer until I click one of these guys and it drops my drawing onto the 0 frame. Please don't do that. And now I have these drawings. At this point I can go in and just make a bunch of blanks and proceed frame by frame and just make that layer mask for every single one of them. Alright, let's go. I will speed this up because this is dull as anything. Okay, so this is a weird little glitch that's been coming up a few times where the ink bucket doesn't work. I don't know what's doing it. So, it erases on. Okay, so I can fill it with that brush. Let's see if... Okay, now it's working. Very annoying, let's just say, but I just mucked around with it and got it working again. If that happens to you, don't be freaked out. Let's try this one more time on the final drawing. Fill tool. Doesn't fill. That's a weird behavior though, right? I mean, I have the fill tool on. I don't know why they would think I wouldn't want to fill. So I do need to paint that over. Done. 5. And now let's play. And so as you can see now with the whole area filled in color, it does look really nice. Like I'm kind of happy with it. Yeah, not too bad at all. I'd be looking for things that pop, like, and when I say pop, you know, when people say make it pop, don't, I hate that. But popping is bad in this event because you don't want things to pop color wise. And there's a bit of a pop going on here from this little white triangle to this big area there. Short of putting in like an in-between here on ones, that would definitely probably fix it. But let's see if we can maybe cheat this a little bit just to fix that. And I forgot like a little white area there. I'm just going to draw in the white and then see if that kind of solves it, and I'll fix the line then accordingly. I think there should be white in there. So let's just bring this white area down so that it's just easing in. like that. And let's see if that does anything to smooth it. It might, a little bit. So I'm going to go in and just correct the line. Whoopsie. Go into the line layer, erase, and let's get rid of that line. Put the white back in there too here. Go to black, brush tool, and I want this brush here. It's certainly a softer transition than the one we had. Yep. Again, perfect world, I'd either slow down the animation or add an in-between on ones, but again, time is money, and we don't have any in my hypothetical production, so it's not bothered. And again, look, I've deleted, like, something's gone wrong here, so this is a thing to watch out for with Krita. It drives me nuts. It's too, so that frame just got slid around too easily, so the collision detection, or whatever we want to call it, very easy to accidentally move these frames around, so just watch out for it. I'm not saying don't use Krita, I'm just saying watch out for that. All right, now that's looking really nice. So let's keep going. I'm just going to do the same thing for the background, or the character rather. So character white and character line. So we can switch the hair off for this, and we also want to make sure that we have all of our empty frames here. Process is identical. It'll be a lot quicker actually on the character because it doesn't have the same weird triangular shapes as the hair. It's just a bunch of round things. We need to make sure we're filling that on 100% opacity or we're wasting our time. Okay, and now we keep going. I'll speed up the rest because you've seen one. You've seen them all. Okay, so let's play the character. And it's nice just being able to see him with just the pure forms blocked in. And now we add the hair. It's amazing how different he looks with the hair. So, yeah, that looks decent enough. Let me zoom in a bit. Great, so that's it. Once the masks are done, then the process of coloring him is fairly straightforward. This is an extremely simple character, so let me show you a couple of different ways. With the hair layer, it's easy. There's only one color. Right click, normal, okay. There it is. Okay. So now let's play that, and we can see we're starting to feel the character. So let's switch off the hair and just work purely on the character layer. In this case, we're going to need to add more than one color layer. We can't just apply one color to the character white because there's going to be a skin color and there's going to be a jumper or a jersey or whatever the shirt he's wearing is, right? So we'll make two more layers, 1, 2, and we'll call the top one skin, or we'll call the bottom one skin, and we'll call the top one shirt. The other thing too, I can kind of duplicate the character white layer for the skin layer. Let's do that. Let's delete the skin layer, right click on that one and go duplicate layer or mask. Call that one skin and right click. Oh, layer style. There we go. Normal, blending color overlay, skin color, normal. Let's pick this one. Okay, and 100%. Okay, great. So now and see how it just pops off. So we have to go to the skin layer and toggle effects. And now we have it for the whole thing. The next thing we want to do is to add the color layer for the shirt. Now this will be different. This is because it's going to need to register, so we make a totally new layer selection for that. Hit the lasso tool again. Let's color it just white for now. This is a system that I use in Photoshop as well. Oh, I'll click off the eraser tool. Strange. Now, let's say I want this to be masked to the underlayer. We hit the alpha thing here and here. And I think we have to put these in a group. So I'll make a new folder, a group layer, and we put all these into that group layer. So this will be called the character, just CH for character for now, right? And I'm not sure if the A is required here. No, it's not. So what's happening is this is the alpha channel. So it's using the bottom layer in your group as the mask, basically. So it's like a layer mask in Photoshop, no different. So the skin obviously is identical to the white. It doesn't need to, but you can click it on if you like. But the shirt, then you can see if this thing is toggled on or off. So just for giggles, let's be sure to we switch this thing here and we drag to number 1, and now I can make new layers. In this case, I can probably let's do a speed test and see if I can do this fast with the brush. Not that one. I think it's this one, right? The hard brush. So you could, if you wanted to, just let's make sure we have the alpha on. I still think the lasso tool is quicker. The nice thing about doing it with this is it just gives you the option of working with the soft brush. So if you do want to get really subtle effects, you can do that. You can't do that with the lasso, but you can do that with the different brush tools. And you can also do different kind of, smudgy styles too. So that opens up a whole realm of kind of creative options that you might not have if you just work with the lasso. So that's why I'm showing you the lasso approach if you want to do hard edges. But if you want to do like a really artistic kind of animation, then don't rule out the other method. They're both good. And we can take out these little overshoots on the white layer that are messing up the mask. But for the rest of it, I'm just going to go ahead and lasso the whole thing. And again, on the short layer. Another advantage of using the lasso is it guarantees that you won't miss little triangles like down here. You can, if you do a lot of work with brushes, you'll often miss little corners. Much harder to do when you're working with the lasso brush. At this point, I'm going to put the rest of this stuff on the Patreon for Patreons because they're the people paying for this. And if you want to see the whole thing uncensored in its full gritty glory, it's over there. Hopefully you've had enough of the freebie to get the gist of what I've been doing with this. So to the Patreon with you if not, and then I'll wrap up here. Okay, cheers, bye. I don't have a sponsor, so if you want to support my work and help it to continue, you can subscribe to my Patreon. I'm making new animation projects week by week and providing animation assets that can be downloaded and used. I also have a very large collection of tutorials in the LinkedIn Learning Library covering animation and design, and I'm putting all the links to these in the notes below.